All right. So today what we are going to be doing is we are going to be downloading SDK build tool. And the reason why we need the SDK build tool is so that we can get what is called the Android asset package tool, AAPT .exe. We need this .exe file in order to be able to run a Maven project and Appium on using the Selenium WebDriver client server tool. So the first thing for you to do is to navigate to Android SDK manager. So you need to Google SDK manager, and yep. So once you are here, this is what we are trying to we're going to be downloading today, and is a build tool. And if you don't know what it is, so you can come to this side of the you can just Google it and find out what it does. Yeah, so that you understand what you need to use it for. All right, so I'm just going to be downloading this now, and the first thing that you need to do is to go back to your folder where the Android SDK platform tool is, which is this one here. So if you come in here, you go into your bin folder, and then you want to run this as an administrator. So you go to sdkmanager.bat, and as you rightly said last week, sdkmanager.bat is just a tool that helps you to install, update, and delete and uninstall Android SDK packages. So you run this as you click on this and run as an administrator, yeah, and then it opens up in command prompt. All right, so okay, let's do it this way. So you come here, you type cmd, and then you click enter. So we are now in the Android SDK bin tool folder, and then you type SDK, and then you hit your tab. Then it brings up the bat. So you type you can either do it this way. So if I go back, you can either type SDK manager, but to be honest, I think you should just SDK manager.bat. So you can type that, yeah, SDK manager.bat for people that don't know what the bat is, yeah. And then you leave a space in between, and then you start you'd open up these inverted quotes, and then what do we want to install? We want to install the build tool. Yeah, copy this. So depending on the API level that you have for your Android device, mine API level is, we talked about API level last week. So let's go back here and Android versions. Yes, we looked at that last week. And where's the Wikipedia? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, all right. So for my mobile device, my Android version is 8.0, and my API level is 26 to 27. But one thing that you can do is that you can get an API level that is higher than your version level. As long as it's higher than that, then it should be able to work. So for instance, if your API level is 7.0, you can still download API level 26 or 27 or 28 or 29. All right. So in this circumstance, I'm just going to go just one step higher and download the 28 API level. So I copy this argument, and then I come to my command prompt, and then I paste it here, and then I go back and change this to 28 here, because that's the API level I want to download. And then you close it back with the quote, and then you click enter. So this might take a while to download, to install. So you can see that it's installing this stuff. So when you come back here, you will have a new folder called build tools. This should pop up here. This folder called build tools should pop up here. You should have these build tools coming up while this is downloading. So you can see that it is unzipped this, and then we have we have a new folder added here called build tools. And what do we want to do with this folder? We want to go into it and ensure that we have this thing called aapt.exe in it here. So if you download this build tool and you go into it and you don't have this aapt.exe or these two aapt.exe, then there's a problem. So what we want to do now is to copy this, copy and cut it. We're going to take this out of this folder, go back to our parent folder, this Android SDK, and then go into the platform tools folder and then paste it there. So basically what we have done is we have just changed the location of where the aapt.exe is, and we have copied it and pasted it into the platform tool. So we took it out of this one. So if you go back here, you can't find the aapt.exe anymore because I've taken it out of here and then I've changed the location to the aapt.exe. All right. So what I'll be doing now is just opening up my IntelliJ. Okay. Yeah. Let me just. So I'm just going to create a new Maven project. So I'm just going to do that. So I'll click. It's Maven. Next. What do I want to call it? I want to call it Appium test or Appium test. And then com dot it's I don't have to do that. So Appium test. That's what I'm just going to call it as the artifact ID as well. And then click next. And then where do I want to store it? I want to store it on my desktop. Okay, alright, what I'll do is I'll create a new folder. Let me just create a new folder first. Yeah. Alright, so I want to I've started an allocation, finished, and then new window. I have it open up in a new window. That's fine. Alright, so this is what I have here. And then the first thing I need to do is to we have to install what we call the it's a Maven project, so we have to go to Maven repository, and then we need to download the Appium client. Yeah, so we have to download this Appium Java client. So we're going for the 7.1 version. So just copy this. And then we type our dependencies. Okay, it's just The thing is cool, just boot in there. So we paste this here, and then we also enable import. And then I'm going to be using the JUnit for this one. I know in the previous session you've been using test engine. All right, okay. Well, let me try and use test engine anyway. So I'll use a more stable. I'll use 6.1.14. I'm waiting for my. Yep, that's fine. So I have my POM. My POM is okay. And then what I need to do here is under Java. So yeah, all right. So what I downloaded is the Java client, Appium Java client. So we said in our first session about Appium, we said Appium is a Java client architecture. So we need these dependencies for Appium to be able to convert Java files into an Appium readable format, readable HTTP format for you to be able to carry out the instructions on the mobile device. So that's what we needed this for. Yeah. So we have that set up. Now, so what you need to then do. So you just follow me. What we're going to be doing tonight is basically we're going to be opening up. Google website. What version? So all right. So what I did was, okay. So let's go back. Someone's asking the version. So what I did was I just picked the very latest stable one, which is 7.1.0. Java client 7.1.0, and then I took the test ng. I didn't take the beta ones because this is still under beta testing. I took the very latest stable one, 6.1.13. Yep. So basically, what we are going to be doing tonight is we're going to be opening using Chrome browser to open up maybe giftrich.com, and yeah. So the next thing that you do is you come under test, and under this Java directory, you create a new package. And then what do we want to call that? We want to call it, let's call it Chrome test. Yep. All right, no, sorry. Let's rename this something else. Let's rename this something else. Where's rename? I can't see rename here. Oh, okay. All right, let me delete it and I'll delete it and then so I'll do it again. So new package, I'll call it browser test, yeah. And under the browser test, I'll create a Java class. New Java class. I'll call it Chrome because we're using a Chrome browser. Chrome tests. Yep. Now, before we do this here, we need to. I'm sure you guys have done this, but I don't have. I'm going to just. We need the Chrome browser. We need the Chrome browser extension. Yeah, so I'm going to download Chrome browser. I don't have it on my machine, so I'm going to download Chrome browser. Sorry, download Chrome driver. Yeah, Chrome driver. Sorry about the confusion. Chrome driver. Mm. Yes, I'm just going to get the mm. Yeah, so before I do that, I need to find out what my Chrome version is. So I go to my about Chrome. I go, okay, so my Chrome version is 75.0. So I'll download Chrome version 75. That's what I'll be downloading. I'm using a Windows machine, so it's going to be Win32. Showing folder. I'm going to then do what? Unzip this, extract the files. I'm extracting it to my. Alright, let's do this. I'm going to extract this to my workspace. Alright, so if I go back here, I have my Chrome driver. This is my Chrome driver. Okay, that's it. That's where my Chrome driver is. Yeah. So you can, to be honest, you can put your Chrome driver anywhere. Yep, that's it. Alright, so and then I need to. Alright, so the first thing is to what I'm doing is I want to set my desired capabilities. So we talked about desired capabilities uh, in the last lesson, and we said they are. Sorry about this. Let me just. All right, so we're going to be using the device name, which could be anything. We're going to be using the for the desired capabilities. We're going to be using the UDID, which is specific to the Android device you're using. The platform name is Android. The platform version, depending on what version you have, we all know how to get this. We're going to be using that. Tonight we will skip this application package and application activity because this is specific to native apps. Tonight, what we are going to be doing is testing web apps on the mobile device here. So I'll just go back to my IntelliJ. So the first thing you need to do is to set up your desired capabilities. So you said desired you create a variable for that. Desired capabilities is caps or cap whatever is equal to new desired capabilities, and then yeah. So as I rightly said, want to set one for our device name. Oh, sorry. I need to import. Not showing. Avoid importing that. Alright, so one thing I needed to do, which I didn't do, was So, caps. So the first one we are going to do is the device name. And we're going to call my device name. Let's just call it my phone here. And then we can copy this and set and just replicate this for the next one. So the next one is going to be my UDID. UDID, and what is my UDID is if I go back here, my UDID is this. And then we are going to, what is the platform name, which is Android. The next one is the platform name. Android, and then the next one is platform version. Which is, mine is, I'm using 8.0. And then my browser name. We're going to be using Chrome browser. And then what we want these not to, so we're going to be putting another capability is which is no reset. We don't want Appium to reset our cookies or clear down, you know, or clear down the cookies and all that. So we'll say no reset is true. To be honest, I want you to, if you could Google what Appium no reset is, it's one of the capabilities. It tells you what it does, you know, and then you should that will give an understanding of basically what that means. Yeah. So another thing we need to do here before we is to instantiate our WebDriver. So we're going to be doing WebDriver driver. So basically here instantiate web driver. That's what we've done there. Or instantiate driver or whatever. And here what we have done here is to let me do here. Oh, sorry. Set our capabilities, set capabilities. And then the next thing we're going to do is all right. So what I'm So what I've done is I've set the location of my Chrome driver. Oh, all right. Sorry, you can barely hear me. Yeah. All right. So let's get the Chrome driver, the Appium installed now. So I'm waiting for that to come. So while that is happening, now the next thing is to set our URL for the so because we're going to be using Appium, we need to set the URL for the Appium server. So what you need to do is to type URL, and then import this. We're importing class url.java.net, yeah, equals new, you create an object of the new URL, and then we're going to be inserting the URL into this bracket bar. So I'm installing Appium now. So we're going to be getting the port number and also the server address for Appium, and then we'll be using that to configure the URL for the server. It's taking a while. Yeah, all right. So Appium has started, and we're going to get in the host address and the port number. So basically, this is the server address, 0.000, about four zeros, and this is the port number. So that is what we're going to be using for the server address and all that. Okay. So what we need to type here, what you need to type here is HTTP. All right. Let me start it first so that you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so you can see that I've started Appium, and it's on this. I started on this port number and this address and port number. But the way to write it here is you have to start with HTTP, and then you put your colon / 0.0.0. There are 4 zeros, .0, and then another colon, and then 47. Was it 4723? 4723, and then bear with me, and then type wd/hub. I'm going to tell you where I got this from, but this is what you need to type into this into the server address. And here we are getting an exception. So what we can do is to click on more actions. No, I don't want more actions. Okay. We can add an exception to it here. So I've added a malformed exception to get that cleared off. So another thing, what we now have to do is to call the driver to go to this um, uh, server address. So I'll call driver, and then I'll import it. We're using Appium driver, and then because we're working on the mobile phone, we're using mobile elements. And then what do we have here? We want to get the URL. This URL we want. So basically, we are calling the driver to go to, and using the Appium driver to go to this URL, and then with these capabilities, so I'm using these capabilities to talk to the Appium server. So I need to get this import. Why is it okay? I need to make this static. So yeah, okay. I need to make this static so then I can be able to use this here as well. All right, so basically, let me just give you an explanation of what I've done here. So as you said, that these are the capabilities that makes Appium to understand what kind of automation session we are trying to set up. So basically, what we are doing here is we are asking Appium to use these capabilities to use these capabilities here to that navigate into this server address, and then get the information required from and use that information to be able to and then use that information to automate the web device, the mobile device. So because it's a client server architecture, so basically we are calling the client. This is the client into the server, and for the server to use that information from these clients into the server, and for the server to use that information to then automate the mobile device. So now we have this set up. So what do we want our driver? So now that the driver has all the information about the server address and all the capabilities, what do we want the driver to do? We want the driver to go into a URL. So, and which URL do you want to go to? So for this time, let's just quickly use go to let's get URL. Let's get no, I don't want to use get current. I just want to get a URL. Driver dot. Okay, let's use navigate. So driver dot navigate to for www.google.com. Oh, alright, no worry. Let me just take this out. Navigate now. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's get that. So basically, so one thing I need to do quickly is just to ensure that everything. Let me build. There's an error somewhere. Let's say get current drive in. Why is it not giving me this? Yeah, so Java, yeah, okay. So I know the reason why. So the version 5 not supported. So what I need to do is to add some Java compilation dependencies to my project. So bear with me on this. So I have my phone coming up on the screen. I'm starting my Appium server, and then I'm going to run my project as well. So I want to show you the Appium server running on the project. All right, so I'm running the project. I'm running my tests. So Appium server will start now connecting. So you can see that it is starting to connect already. It is starting to connect already. And basically our test is all about opening Chrome, opening Google, whatever. So, oh, look at this stuff. So I should see Appium settings. Appium is installed. Can you see this Appium is installed on my machine? This thing is messing me up. And then I should get, oh, so Appium is installed, and I should get google.com opened up now. So basically, yeah, so that is what the test we are doing. So Appium has taken the capabilities, translated the capabilities, and then used UI automation to then open up google.com on my mobile device, and that is it. So the next thing I just want to show you quickly before we end today's session is if I go back to my device, I've installed something called I don't know if you can see this, inspect and edit HTML live. So if you go to your Play Store, I hope you can see my mobile device. If you go to your Play Store, what have I done? So if you go to your Play Store, you should, and if you type inspect elements, you have this application. Install the application. Okay, no, let me just uninstall it so that I can show you what it is here. So what I want to use this for, if you go to Play Store, type install elements, and then it brings up this application is inspect and edit HTML. So what you do is to install this, which I'm installing now. So it's installing. Have this. Yeah. So this is installing at the moment here. So basically what we use this for is to inspect elements on a mobile device. And I'm going to show you how to do this quickly. So that has been installed. If I go, I have it open here. So basically what you need to do is to, I don't want this to do anything here. So basically, yes, and I agree. So basically what you need to do is when you open up that application, you type whatever site you want to go to, you type it there. For instance, I'm using I'm in google.com now. So for you to inspect the elements for this search bar, all you need to do is to click on this like a finger button. Click on the finger and click on anything here. So I want to inspect this particular element for the search bar. I click on it, and then it gives me the HTML. And here I can see it says class is this. This is the class. Class is equals to blah blah blah. All right. So if I go back to my IntelliJ, what else do I want to do? I want to say driver dot find elements by what by what do we have on the screen? Oh, what's this thing? By oh. So let's see. Apart from class, what do we have? We have by name. Okay, so we have name. Yeah, let's use that. Name is equals to Q. So if I go back to this IntelliJ by name, class by name. What is the name? Name is Q. Oh, this is Q. And then what are we doing? We are sending keys. And what do we want to send there? We want to send gift rates. Yeah. And then, so let's go back there and see and check the element for so let's go back. We want to check the element for this spyglass. So we have, what do we have here? Basically, one of the things that you do with this one is to configure the XPath. But I guess, but this somehow looks dynamic. So if I click on it again, it's going to change. So I have the class here, so I can use this as well. Oh, okay, I have the name as well. I can use this name. It says something GS. I can't see it properly. GS name. What do I? Okay, I have the class. I can use class. So I can use. Let's use class. So what is it? What's the class? The class is this. Class is equals to tg7 blah blah blah. So I just copy it. Copy. So if I come here, driver dot find element by dot class name. What is the class name? Oh, I didn't copy properly. So Control C, copy. Why? Okay, I don't know. I don't know why it's not copying it or copying this stuff. So it's TG7LZD. TG7LZ capital ZD. And then what are we doing on that? Because so we're looking at the element to click on the so when you send your keys and enter gift rate, we are clicking on this to. Normally you don't need to click on it. It's very dynamic. It will bring up the search items on its own. Yes, okay. So basically we are going to google.com. We are typing gift rate and we are asking it to click and then bring up the search option. So it's complaining about something here. What is it complaining about? Okay, I think I know what it's complaining about. And then this is what I wanted to use. Alright, so I'm going to bring up I'm going to stop my server. So stop my server to clear it up. We have a new session. Then I'm going to ensure that my phone is unlocked. And then I make it idle. And then I'm going to run the test again, and we're going to see what's happening on the phone. So my test is running, my Appium server is running, and we'll see what will happen now. So the Appium, this is the Appium server. It is running now, getting all the capabilities from the web driver, from the client side. Oh God, what happened? Oh, my device has been disconnected. So I'm going to stop it again. So allow USB debugging. Okay. So let me. I don't know why the thing yeah, so it's connected again. Yes. So start my server and then start my test. So you should go to google.com, type in gift rates, and then open up the search results. Yeah. Oh God Almighty! I don't know why it keeps going off. Okay. Yep. Yep. And that's it. All right. So the test is passed, and we have a 200 success. That's the status code. And yeah, basically that is all about